Welcome to this morning's BreadCast. Thanks for joining us today. Today I wanted to touch on what we would call God's real ordained wisdom. We're going to kind of do a little walkthrough in the book of Proverbs, and we're going to kind of define, really get a better understanding of what wisdom is, knowledge is, because wisdom is not really just an accumulation of knowing stuff, and it's not just being smart. That's not wisdom. Because we think that, like, for us in this society, in this culture, we tend to think going to school and getting an education gives us wisdom, and that's not really the case. Wisdom is really something that is God ordained, and we're going to find out, it starts with God. But what I wanted to start with, I wanted to go to the book of First Kings. Now, why would I go to the book of First Kings? That's because in the book of First Kings, we see a story where Solomon, who is the ultimate man of wisdom in the Bible, he has a dream from the Lord. And this is kind of where this whole thing, the book of Proverbs, starts. So I wanted to start there. We're going to go to 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 5, and it reads as follows. Verse 5, one night in Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream. God said, "Tell me what I should give you." Verse 6, Solomon replied, "You demonstrated great loyalty to your servant, my father David, as he served you faithfully, properly, and sincerely. You have maintained this great loyalty to this day by allowing his son to sit on the throne." Okay, so here we see we're talking about King David has passed away, and Solomon, at a very young age, has taken the throne and is the king of Israel at this point. Okay, let's pick it up in verse 8. Now, this is Solomon speaking to the Lord. "Now, O Lord my God, you have made your servant king in my father David's place, even though I am only a young man and am inexperienced." Verse 8, "Your servant stands among your chosen people. They are a great nation that is too numerous to count or number." Verse 9, "So give your servant a discerning mind so that he can make judicial decisions for your people and distinguish right from wrong. Otherwise, no one is able to make judicial decisions for this great nation of yours." Okay, so I want to stop right there. God just loved this response from Solomon when God asked him what he wanted. This is what Solomon asked for. Notice he didn't say I needed just wisdom. What did he say? Give your servant, verse 9, give your servant a discerning mind. That is crucial. All right, let's move on to verse 10 and see God's response to Solomon's request. Verse 10, God says, "The Lord was pleased that Solomon made this request." Verse 11, God said to him, "Because you asked for the ability to make wise judicial decisions, and not for long life or riches or vengeance on your enemies." Verse 12, "I grant your request and give you a wise and discerning mind, superior to that of anyone who has preceded or will succeed you." So this tells you right here, Solomon was probably the most discerning or filled with wisdom person on the planet, as according to God here in verse 12. All right, so Solomon wrote the book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, probably the Song of Solomon. So very discerning. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of dig in. I wanted you to have that background so you know how this all started, why Solomon has the discerning spirit that he has, and as we go through the book of Proverbs, we're going to see this godly wisdom, okay? What I wanted to do is let's go to Proverbs. Chapter 1, verse 1 says this: "The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel." Verse 2, "To learn wisdom and moral instruction, to discern wise counsel. Okay, so what we're going to see as we step through this book, we're going to begin to get the biblical definitions of wisdom, knowledge, discernment, understanding, all these things that we think are just being a smart person. We're going to find that they're much more than that. We're going to find out that wisdom, the beginning of wisdom, is the fear of the Lord. And as we step through this, we're going to see why that's the case and how important it is as we go through our life to have this kind of wisdom and discernment in our life, because it will save us many sorrows in our life using wisdom. Okay, I want to leave that with you today. We're going to pick up tomorrow. We're going to begin to go through piece by piece this book of Proverbs, and we're going to learn wisdom and discernment and knowledge. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you again tomorrow on the Morning BreadCast.